I am not in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, materially. I don't have to worry as much because I do live with my parents. At what cost? You know, I don't have to worry about like having a roof over my head, food, clothes, water. For that, I'm grateful. And I think because of that, I carry so much shame in whether to film and upload something like this. I know there are a lot of people in a similar situation as well, like, or in a similar dynamic of growing up materially and financially cared for, but emotionally unsupported, maybe neglected, maybe abused. So yeah, living at home with parents, but at what cost? And that cost has been really weighing down on me recently. And unfortunately, I'm not yet in a position to move out. It's just kind of like every day I'm just like, I gotta get through today. Where the biggest tasks are breathing. Like breathing normally, breathing deeply, because I feel like my breathing has been quite shallow lately, where throughout the day I would just like gasp for air because I'm not breathing properly. Breathing and eating. Oh my gosh, eating. I think last week I was just so bedridden that I lost about an inch on my waist, which, like, yay! But it was not healthy because I've been trying to, you know, lose weight, be healthier, exercise more. And when I did notice I was losing weight, I was like, but also at what cost? And I really have to force myself to eat foods. Recently it's just been like 2 big meals a day, because and my sleep too, like I sleep until like maybe 10 or 11 or just before noon, but I don't eat or don't feel hungry at all until maybe 2 hours later, 3 hours later, and then by then I'm just like ravenous. I'm really hungry. And also just really trying to, you know, keep my not skip meals, to keep myself eating and just fueled up nutritiously. The vibes lately are more of like, I just gotta get through today. And every now and then I have been doing my makeup. That's actually something I noticed that I do when I'm super very depressed, is I will do my makeup because I think, oh, if I look good, maybe I'll feel better. And sometimes it works, sometimes. But yeah, just the weight of living with my parents and still being dependent on them is really hitting. And you know, there's a lot of shame too in like not being in a place to move out, and also just not having a job, or specifically a corporate job, specifically a 6-figure job. I'm dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome as well, just comparing myself to some of my friends, even my peers, like some of my peers, like, you know, that I see outside or online, other Gen Zers, other post-grad Gen Zers, also just going through whatever there is to learn and unlearn as a late bloomer. I feel like I'm a late bloomer, and I actually have been trying to make a video about that, but I keep yapping so long and going on all these different tangents because everything's connected. But I do want to, you know, try again to really like have a separate video on that, on being a late bloomer. It's really hard to admit I'm not doing well because it's just a lot of, you know, pain and scars that you can't see. They're just very internal. I've called my hotline, not the main hotline, like our medical insurance company has their own hotline, so I've been calling that several times per week, and sometimes I don't know, I just feel so silly and stupid when I call, because it's like, how many times have I called? What am I expecting to happen, to change? My therapist has been pretty helpful, and I'm so glad to have her. I started seeing her beginning of June, and we've been working out some things. Like, she has offered to do a family session, and at this point, like, it's just so hard to talk to my family because it's not really talking or any healthy and open communication. Like, I would say something, and before I could even finish my first sentence, I'm just getting yelled at and all of these things. So I'm really just trying to weigh all my options. I feel like living at home shouldn't be as stressful as it is, and I feel so silly talking about this too, but it really does affect my everyday, day-to-day life, and even like job hunting. We have 2 cats, and the options for where they stay are my bedroom or the bathroom, which is like the main bathroom in the hall. And for the past 2 years of, you know, me moving back post-grad, I have gone through switching between my bedroom and the bathroom. But I really just need both spaces open and available, like, all the time. You know what, if you have pets, like, let me know where they sleep, what's the situation like, because mine have to be in a room. Options being my bedroom or the main bathroom at night, because they are not well behaved enough to, you know, be out in the common areas on their own. We also have a bunch of clutter and stuff in this house. Not me. There's a bunch of clutter in this house, and also, yeah, they're not behaved enough to, you know, not jump onto the kitchen counters and the dining table. So they have to sleep like in a room, make them their bedroom, which is, you know, litter box and food and toys and scratchers and all that. And yeah, for the past 2 years, that room has either been my room or the main bathroom, and I'm going to try to keep this as straightforward and concise as I can. I'm literally laughing because I tried to film this so many times, but I keep yapping. I feel like I have to choose between, I can have my bedroom, like, you know, to myself, not sharing it. I can have my bedroom where I basically do everything, most importantly sleep and well rested, because I was not getting that when I was sharing it with my cats, you know, because they're doing their zoomies at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 7 a.m. I do everything there. I rest, I work out, I do YouTube home workouts, and then I do my work, my personal work, applying for jobs, interviewing, video calls with my therapist. If I were ever to work from home, that would be where I work. Now it's like my creative studio because I'm trying different creative outlets. But yeah, I just feel like I have to choose between what's more important, my bedroom or the bathroom, like having access to it whenever. For the past year, I've chosen my bedroom as the priority, more important than the bathroom. So that means my cats sleep in the bathroom, but it's like 90% cat room and like 10% bathroom. And yeah, apparently those are the only options for where the cats can stay. Like, my parents said, you know, they sleep in the bathroom, but if me, has a problem with that, then I could just take them to my bedroom. And I, you know, bounced back between that ever since I moved back here from college like 2 years ago, and I really just need both spaces. And I've tried to offer them many alternatives, like, there's another room in our house, which is an office slash storage space. Maybe we could try to work something out. But like I said, healthy communication, active listening, empathy, it's not really the dynamic in here. Ideas shot down before they can even be fully presented. Yeah, it really is just the biggest stressor. I really tried to make it work, especially when I didn't work, was unemployed. But then when I did work, that's really when it started to take a toll on me more, because every time I would need to use the bathroom, my cats are there. It's, like, pets can be dirty, right? It's not the most sanitary space, especially when you need to brush your teeth or pee or poo or shower. Add your period onto that. But yeah, that is just really the biggest stressor living at home, that is just like I'm managing every day, and it feels like my long-term goals of saving money, moving out, they just seem to get farther and farther, especially when the stress and depression grows. Because especially when I'm depressed, it's like all I could think about is I just need to get through today. Like, it's really hard to think about the future and goals, and add suicidal ideation onto that. Sometimes it's just like, I don't care. Like, not existing would probably be better than this. I feel like I went on a tangent, but anyways, I just decided recently I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not gonna keep cleaning this bathroom multiple times a day. If I am this stressed when I don't have a job about this thing, I can't even imagine, like, if when I work full time. Because in the jobs I've worked, I've only worked part-time. And my parents want me to work full-time while doing this. Like, no thanks. So within the past week, I just started moving all of my bathroom stuff to my parents' bathroom, because I'm just going to use that bathroom. And then the main bathroom can just be the cat's bedroom. And when we have visitors and guests, my parents could just figure it out. But I decided this is not going to... No, like, this is me trying to take control over my life, or just do something different that works for me. And that's the thing too, is that I try to do things that work for me, like create a schedule, create a routine that works for me. Whereas like my parents have a certain schedule in mind, like normal people work 9 to 5. Normal people wake up at 6 a.m. and then they eat their breakfast and they bring their kids to school, and then they're at work at 9, and then they come home at like 6 or 7 depending on traffic. Like, that's normal people. So like, that's a normal people's schedule. So that's like their idea of a schedule, and then I have to change who I am to fit that schedule. I would rather not exist if I cannot be myself. Or now I'm just rambling, but... And then one time on TikTok, I saw some things like transforming my closet into a cat closet. So that's my other kind of alternative. But yeah, it's just really hard to talk to people in this house, because we just do not have a healthy dynamic like that. So part of me is a bit very scared and afraid and fearful that I'm always under so much stress, just stressed and depressed, and part of me is scared that that's gonna turn into like a physical thing, chronically, autoimmunely. I have very few friends and they're all away. A few are upstate and then the rest are in different states. And I'm also not the person who I want to be yet, to be in some certain spaces. Like, I haven't learned the skills and the things of my interests to feel confident enough to put myself in spaces. But also a lot of those spaces are in like the city. I'm a suburbs girl. We live in the suburbs. In the city, going to the city is its own excursion, which again I don't mind, but I'm always, you know, I've always just been planning around like, yeah, it's just so stressful to try to build a routine, a schedule for myself, while also, like, I'm expected to do that, like build a routine schedule for myself, but also have to work around other people's schedules and stuff. And I'm kind of at a breaking point right now. It really is just like just get through today. Make sure to pause and deep breathe every once in a while, and don't skip meals, and just see what else you can do on your to-do list. And on today's to-do list was to film this, and then to film something else. Yeah, to film about, you know, being a late bloomer, but I think I will do that another day because I still need to just kind of, you know, figure out what I'm gonna say so that I don't. But yeah, my cats had fleas a while ago, and then I had some fleas in my room a while ago. I don't see anymore, hopefully, but oh my gosh, I have so many bites on my lower legs, just like below my knees. It's so ugly, it's so itchy. And then today, the ants have made their way into my room. I have to probably go buy some traps later. I don't know, just depending on how these next few hours go of cooking dinner and trying to get things done on my to-do list. Maybe I will go out and treat myself to ice cream or something, and then that adventure get more traps for the ants, because I got the last one. Well, I got the last ant trap, and there's actually so many. Ah! Look at that. Yeah, I got the last tarot? Is that how you say it? Tarot? It sounds like I said tarot, like tarot cards, but tarot trap. My flea. This is the flea tarot trap, which hasn't gotten anything new in a few days. But yeah, that's just life lately. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get through today, every day, and showing up for myself in however that looks. I have reached out to my support system, a few friends, and I love them. They're all so helpful. But I also just don't really know how to say and communicate that, like, I would just rather not be here, non-existent, than having to pull myself up and hustle to get out of the house. Like, I'm sometimes like, I just don't want to be here. I've just kind of retreated a bit, and I'm just holding space for myself and feeling everything that arises and needs to be felt, letting those pass. And I don't know, just a lot of uncertainty moving forward. I'm gonna still, you know, continue to eat. Sometimes I forget to eat, or sometimes I just get nauseous around food. Like, I will, like I said, you know, I will wake up and I'm not hungry at all, and then a few hours later I'm so freaking hungry, and then the minute that I sit down and I look at my plate, I'm nauseous. Like, the food looks disgusting, it smells disgusting, and it's completely normal food. It's just like, I'm just really trying to find, you know, the silver linings, and I guess, you know, just the little things that bring me joy, like how the sun hits the trees in my backyard, or my cats did get their baths and new flea treatment, so now we're hanging out again, but they're still not, I just don't want them in my room. I saw this TikTok the other day, if I'll find it, I'll link it in the description, but the way she was describing depression, it was like, she was like, I just don't enjoy the human experience. And I was like, yeah, me too. Because I know a lot of my stressors are environmental things, but also like sometimes the human experience is just not fun, like at all. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you. If you are in a similar situation, sending you my love. You are not alone. You are not alone. I'm still debating whether I'm gonna post this, but TBH, videos like these from other creators, you know, just people talking about what they're going through, and just, I guess, we share a lot of the similar experiences. Sometimes those can be comforting. Hopefully this can be a comfort for someone, that you are not alone, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, save, share, repost, and see you in my next video.